Hey guys, Jason, Hard Money Bankers and Hard Money Business. Do you need a license to be a hard money lender? And the answer is, it depends. Unfortunately, it does depend on your situations. The good news is most states do need licenses, but the good news is if you do need a license in your state, it's not a big deal. It's a little bit of a hurdle, speed bump. You go and you get the license and you keep being a hard money lender and a private lender, and it's not a big deal. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of huge hard money lenders and private lenders that use private capital and institutional capital in almost every state, and they don't have a problem with it, so you shouldn't have a problem with it either. If you need a license, you get the license. And I'm going to expand a little bit on this and kind of the process and things like that. But typically there's like three types of licenses: a lender license, a broker license, and a servicing license. Some areas need all, some states you need all three. Some you need one, some you might not need any. Obviously, you probably know California is a strict state, and you need a lot of different licenses in order to operate there. But that being said, California probably has the most hard money lenders of any other state. So the good news is it's nothing more than a speed bump. You go, you get the license, and you go on your way. We've done consulting for lots and lots of different hard money lenders all over the country, and the majority of them don't need licenses, and the ones that do get them, and it's fine. We happen to be in states that you don't need any licenses, but I still have experience with it because we've spoken to a lot of attorneys, some that we work with and retain, some we don't. As we expand in different states, we'll talk to them and figure out if we do need the license or we don't need the license. We've also deployed capital through other hard money lenders that we've consulted with in different areas, and sometimes you need lender licenses there, and you go and you get the license if needed. You apply for it, you get the license, you pay the money, and then you could properly and legally lend there. So if you need a license, get the license. Don't skirt or skate around that. You should definitely get the license if you need it. And if your state, you don't need it, great. And if state you do need it, great. You should still always get to do your own due diligence with an attorney in that state, a competent attorney that knows the business, to make sure you don't need it. And if you do need it, you get it. So let's talk about the right type of attorney for this type of business. Now, keep in mind, we are in the commercial business use loans, commercial and business use loans. Now, I know we write loans against residential properties, but they're still commercial transactions or business use transactions, collateralizing a residential piece of property. Commercial business use property or transaction or loan it's a business loan. We're not dealing with consumers. We're not dealing with homeowners. We're dealing with sophisticated real estate investors and property owners that are buying these for investment use, business use, investment use, commercial property. These are business property, investment property. These are the key words in our space when you're talking to people, especially attorneys that you're trying to get some advice from. You need to make sure you're working with the right attorney. Typically in this space, you need attorneys for loan docs, title review, if you have defaults, foreclosure, bankruptcy, judgment work, and things like that. But more importantly, you need to make sure it's the right attorney that understands commercial use. Residential consumer loans are not what we do. We do business use loans, commercial loans. Yes, it's a commercial loan. It can still be on a residential property, right? Investment use properties, projects. That's the world that we live in. If this is new to you, you got to make sure you're talking to the right attorney that understands this, the right law firm, someone that represents banks or represents commercial divisions or other hard money lenders. We probably give you some referrals. We work with a lot of these across the country. They got to be business use, commercial. I keep using that word, commercial, business, investment use. Those are the types of deals that we do. We're not doing residential homeowner deals. They can still be on residential properties. You can do a commercial transaction, a business transaction, an investment transaction on a residential property. That's fine. But make sure you're retaining and you're working with the right ones. If they need to research, they're not sure, they're probably the wrong person. If you run a mortgage company, you work for a mortgage company, and you say, I'm just going to talk to my compliance officer, that's probably the wrong person. They deal with consumer use. You need to deal with business, investment, commercial use. All consumer lenders that do consumer loans, mortgage loans for homeowners, they need licenses. That's a given. But in these particular deals, they're commercial transactions. The commercial business use investment transactions. So make sure you're working with the right one. And it's a niche product, and it's a niche industry. So a lot of attorneys actually don't know this. There's a lot of attorneys that do not know this space at all because they just don't have experience with it. It's just not that big enough of an industry or a niche for them to have experience, and that's fine. But don't try to get a consumer residential attorney to do your loan docs. Don't try to get them to determine if you need a license. Don't try to get them to help you with these transactions, unfortunately, because they're not experts in it. They don't really know. And nothing against them. They're just not the expert in it. So work with a commercial attorney that understands it. The background of we have a few different law firms that we work with. The background of the law firms that we work with and the individual attorneys are previous hard money lenders that were lend money themselves. That's one of them. The other one used to be inside counsel for a commercial bank in their commercial lending division. And the other one, very similar background as well. All commercial stuff, not necessarily, they might know residential stuff, but it's got to be commercial stuff. I wasn't trying to go on a huge rant related to the proper attorney, but it's important and it comes up a lot. You just got to make sure you're talking to the right people when you get real advice. So anything related to this, reach out to me. If you haven't come in for your 2-day workshop yet and you're interested in doing the 12-month consulting program where Chris and I do it. It's a 12-month consulting program, teach you everything we know about hard money lending. Obviously, you can tell that we're full-time hard money lenders. This is what we do every day. So it's a 12-month consulting program with a lot of follow-up to make sure you're on the right track and you're doing the right things. It starts off with a 2-day in-office workshop where we go through everything related to marketing for deals, finding deals, getting private capital, working with your private capital investors, doing the back end related to how we service loans, how we manage, how we process everything, how we underwrite, how we run our entire hard money lending company. That's what we do every day. So we don't have a lot of them. We do one a month, and obviously they fill up. So you usually have to book out a few months in advance. But if you're interested in that, the easiest way to do it is go to hardmoneybusiness.com/call. hardmoneybusiness.com/call. You do have to apply. We don't take on everyone who comes in, obviously, because we want to make sure we can help you. If we don't think we can help you over the 12-month period in starting or growing your hard money lending company, unfortunately, you just won't be accepted. But if you're interested and you want to grow your hard money lending company, feel free to reach out. Go to that link, hardmoneybusiness.com/call, and apply. And our program director, Dave, will reach directly to you and see if you qualify. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Do hard money lenders need licenses? And it depends. Most of the states, it's good news across the board because most states don't. In the states that do, it's a speed bump and you get the license and you continue to operate. Okay, until next time, Jason at Hard Money Bankers.